This is Millennial Man Motions Entertainment, LLC. It is June of 2023, and I am back with my good friend and co-host Avi, and we are now at the sixth and most recent movie that came out in 2018, Mission Impossible 6, Mission Impossible Fallout, and we're going to open this up with a question. Oh, so welcome back, Avi. I'm sure the audience wants to know about who is that non-sister person next to you in the picture in the thumbnail.
That was the actress Vanessa Kirby, because that's where I first known her since I watched her first two seasons of the Netflix The Crown. She plays a Princess Margaret, the sister to the late Queen Elizabeth.
How was her performance as that character in that show?
She's almost like a very depressing role about since out of her royalty. And she was about to try to do something independent out of it, just like what happened in anything recent going on about King Militant Prince Harry.
How many seasons did that show run for?
Well, they're now up to season 5. They're going to be ready for the final season, season 6.
So season 6 will end the series at season 6?
Yeah.
And what about her in this is why is it so depressing? She doesn't play a happy character? Is it a depressing type thing?
She has like a falling out with their sister, the queen.
Okay.
About the line of royalty right to her marriages.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Now, that was for your 30th birthday celebration, right? You turned 30 in that picture, and what made your family get to see that actress in that part?
Because they arranged for me about going to New York and Rockefeller about to see the TV show, the Good Morning program about to see arrange that'd be a part of the audience to watch about because she's promoting her for this one. She's promoting her film for the spin-off of Fast and the Furious.
Yes.
Shaw.
Right. So you turned 30 in 2019, then, which was the same year that Hobbs and Shaw Fast and Furious came out, and you were there in the morning audience thing for that. So was this before the show or after the show? At that place where you got to meet her. Was it before the show or after the show that you got to meet her for that picture?
During the show, I got to meet her during the show. Before the show starts, I got to meet her when she came in to be interviewed live about.
So wait, was this after the show happened?
During the show.
Oh, it was actually during the show. That was taken actually during the show, like during the live show.
After her interview is done, when she comes down the aisle, I was going to ask Becky to arrange that she stop by for me and we take pictures.
Okay, so this was during when she came up from a break from the live show to see the audience. Okay, here's what I wanted to say about her. I thought she was a very interesting character in this 6th movie, but what I really want to know is that people that aren't as into Mission Impossible as if they're just in general audience, they may not realize that I believe her character in this movie is supposed to be either the daughter or granddaughter of Max in the very first movie. She's supposed to be the daughter or granddaughter of that woman Max from the very first Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah, the Vanessa Redgrave.
Yes, Vanessa Redgrave, Vanessa Redgrave woman. She's supposed to be I think it's the daughter of, either the daughter or the granddaughter of Max, Vanessa Redgrave from the very first movie. All right, now that we got the whole Vanessa Kirby picture explained with that New York thing you went to for your 30th birthday, now we saw this together in the group. I saw it with the group the second time after I saw it for myself for the first time. What are your first initial opening thoughts when you think of Mission Impossible Fallout? Did you like it? Did you not like it?
I really like it. About like that's when this is the second Mission Impossible I went to the theaters with JFCS.
What was the first one?
Mission Impossible 3 with Harry and Arya. No, I mean Harry himself before he married Arya in 2006.
Mission Impossible 3, the third movie?
Yeah.
Oh, so you've been in the group as far back as the 2000s then? Okay, wow. Mission Impossible 3 with the group. Okay. Yeah, so I really enjoyed the movie. I thought that the first 15 minutes were really well done, setting up what the plot of the story was going to be about. I like that. I like a lot about the movie, but let's hear from you first. What did you like about Mission Impossible Fallout?
Like even sometimes it's also again dealing with about the stopping the nuclear. It's about something that prevented nuclear device being fall into wrong hands, and also again the Sean Harris back again played the main villain.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. I like that Sean Harris came back as Solomon Lane in this Fallout movie. He seems to be way more dangerous or lethal than he was in the previous movie because of him fighting combat towards the end with the British female agent and with Benji as Simon Pegg. And the other thing I want to say about that was when you mentioned the plot story you just mentioned with that as well, is that the only thing I don't like about this movie is that the plot story seemed a bit too much similar to what happened in Ghost Protocol, full part 4, Ghost Protocol with the whole nuclear stuff. I think like both were trying to have too much of a similar type weapon storyline.
The ends about the climaxes at the India.
Yeah, well, in Ghost Protocol, it climaxed in Oh, you mean they both climaxed in India? Or some India-like country.
Both of the movies ends in where they're at India.
Yeah, they both have it. They both end in an Asian-type country, and they both have those nuclear-type devices as part of the weapons. So I thought but that made it too similar to each other. But yeah, they both end in some Asian country for the climax. Yeah, I really like the first 15 minutes. I like that. The team is really. The team themselves works well together. The only thing I don't like, even though Tom Cruise wanted it to be this way, is that in the trailers, they give away in the movie's trailers that Henry Cavill is the bad guy. I thought that would have been a better movie if they didn't reveal that already in the trailers.
Yeah. Even I saw trailers. I see nothing wrong about the spoil alerts about but even the difference is about the helicopter chase. It's one about the flies on about helicopter chase. In the trailer it shows the helicopter chase through the road on the road about
yeah, that's another thing I didn't like, is that must have been one of the cut deleted scenes because
or alternate shots.
Or alternate shots, because one part of one of the trailers, towards the end of one of the trailers, it shows Tom Cruise inside the helicopter on a road or about to collide into something, and that scene never made it into the actual movie. So I don't like when movies have scenes I wanted to see in the trailer that never ended up being a part of it. But that's a good.
That happens in that first Mission Impossible. The helicopters got stuck on the train.
Yeah. Well, what I like about the Mission Impossible 7 Dead Reckoning Part 1 trailer is it looks like it's doing similar train type stuff. Like it looks like it's going to have a lot of, that 7 Dead Reckoning Part 1 is going to have a lot of callbacks to the very first movie. And now, as I stated earlier for everybody, in this movie, not only did Avi get to meet Vanessa Kirby for his 30th in New York for that TV show stuff, but like I think for people that don't know, if they're not as into this as other people that are for Mission Impossible, she's like, I believe she's supposed to be like the daughter of Max Vanessa Redgrave in the first movie. So I can't wait to see how much of Dead Reckoning calls back to the first movie. It's probably going to be multiple references, most likely. The first thing I like to see is after they talk about how they have to work together to be a part for the mission, meaning Henry Cavill and Tom Cruise. The first big stunt, which I believe
skydiving,
the skydiving thing, was done over 100 times. Tom Cruise did that over 100 times just to get right.
Also, they say they filmed it so for real.
Yeah, and they do. Of course, he does everything for real. Yeah, I like how it's for real stuff, and I like how he made sure he had over 100 takes, over 100 shots just to get to that, getting out of that flying thing just right. And then when the thunderstorm goes, the thunderstorm, it's like the whole thing going on for that. Really, really well done. And then they fall off to the end of the building, and then Henry Cavill is like, he makes it seem like he was fine the whole time, even though Tom Cruise saved him there. And then they go into the building, and once they get past the club dancing, they go into the bathroom.
The bathroom.
Yeah, and about 30 minutes in, we're in the bathroom. And what did you think about the whole bathroom scene?
Well, some feel like it's very, very rumbled than the better than the one with Henry Cavill, the weakest fight with Batman about the. Well, the best parts about spy stuff in the bathroom.
Yeah, I liked how.
It's very embarrassing. Before the fight in the bathroom, they had to capture one to tape his to scan his face for disguise. Even the passages or the mistake is a very gay, public, gay public thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't like the thing got messed up with the face thing because something got broke.
They pick up the laptop to find.
Yeah, it got broken, messed up, so they could never do the face thing. With that, but I like the fight there in the bathroom. I like a lot of people like from the trailer and in the movie itself how Henry Cavill does those gunning shots, getting his gun arms all ready for that, and there's a really done fight scene then in the bathroom, and then it ended up being that whatchamacallit, what was her name again? The British agent. She saved him at the end.
Rebecca Ferguson.
Yes, Rebecca Ferguson.
Actually, I found out she's not British. She's actually Swedish.
I'm sorry. I mean British in the movie, but Swedish in real life. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the clarification. She's actually Swedish. She's supposed to be British agent in these last two movies, but in real life is Swedish. So yes, thank you for that clarification of what she actually is. But she saved him in the bathroom at the end from that guy, from that Asian guy. But they couldn't do like you said with the laptop. They couldn't get the shot, the picture, and then Tom Cruise is next to Vanessa Kirby again. That's where we first meet Vanessa Kirby in that whole stuff in that building and the dancing in the bathroom. And he tries to protect her from something. They go back to her home for something, and that just advances the plot about where we then eventually have Tom Cruise having to try to find Solomon Lane, Sean Harris from the previous movie. And in this movie, he's even more messed up and evil than he was in the last one, with how he is represented compared to the last one. But I like Rogue Nation and Fallout both for different reasons. What else did you make now of Mission Impossible Fallout?
Even like the opening shots about when they capture one terrorist, or they thought that they set up the hospital scene about when the terrorists thought he completed when the whole world has been under attack about that.
That was all. Yeah, that's what I like. That was somewhere.
CNN,
that was
CNN.
Yeah. That was in the beginning. That was within the first 15 to 20 minutes. That was really well done there. How they tricked that terrorist guy about that. And yes, CNN fake news. CNN they
Wolf Blitzer.
Yes, Wolf Blitzer. And the thing is, if people pay attention to both James Bond and Mission Impossible, Wolf Blitzer has the cameo in when Bond is still presumed dead in Skyfall. In that one scene in Skyfall, Wolf Blitzer was explaining to Bond about what's happening with MI, with the mission thing in that little part in Skyfall. Then he's in Mission Impossible 6 Fallout with the whole Benji. Yes, how he's CNN Wolf Blitzer there in Fallout as well. So it's cool interestingly neat how Wolf Blitzer's in both Skyfall and Fallout in the both spy film franchises. But yeah, that was they tricked the guy. That was real done how they got his information that way. That's within the first 15 to 20 minutes as well. What else about this movie stood out to you?
Even though sometimes what else that is how they plan to get the Solomon Lane breakout breakout.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, for Tom Cruise to have to break him out like that was well done as well.
It's not everything he wants to do is shooting out the police and the SWAT.
Yeah.
That goes so far. So Ethan had planned about get him out by drive him up into the river.
Yeah, yes. They were trying to make it look like he was actually going to shoot and really kill people, but that was just like a dream type thing. Ethan Hunt didn't actually kill anybody, but yeah, and then it got him out into the water there, and then Benji got him out of the water, and then once they finally had him, people can know from the trailer the kind of the nice, well written lines that was there with what was the lines that Solomon Lane sent to the group once did they finally have him in that room? It was something about it used the title in the quote. It was like in the whole scene. It was like and then the fallout of what was the line of dialogue about Solomon Lane talking about the fallout?
Let's try to get that.
Yeah, look up the quotes, please. Like the fallout of your good intentions or something. He's talking about something about the name of the title got into the whole dialogue of what he said. Try to look it up, please.
Not to mention not to mention about Anthony Hopkins says the first time that the title of the film.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The bad guy says the title within that dialogue scene in the film. Try to see exactly what Solomon Lane said. The other two movies also had the title. Ghost Protocol was mentioned somewhere in Ghost Protocol, and Rogue Nation was mentioned somewhere in Rogue Nation.
Yeah, your mission, should you choose to accept it, I wondered, did you ever choose not to? The end you always feared is coming, and the blood will be on your hands. The fallout of all your good intentions.
Yeah, that was a great line of dialogue, those few lines there. He really well done as the bad guy for him to say all that. And then, when it got towards the climax in the whole Asian country, the way he fought against Swedish Rebecca Ferguson and Simon Pegg Benji, I did not see him fighting or being like that kind of fighting in the previous movie. Like something about how his character changed between the two movies. He seems even more dangerous, even more terrifying than he was in the previous movie on how his character is played this time around. And he does survive the end of Fallout, which makes me wonder why we don't know whether or not he's going to be in 7, Dead Reckoning Part 1. I think considering that he still survived the end of the second movie, Fallout as well, I really would like to see them kind of surprise us and have him be put in Dead Reckoning Part 1 somewhere, at least for one scene. But he survived.
Dead Reckoning will be played by the actor from there's one star in the 80s. Like his name is S.A. Morales.
Yes, that's the name of the actor. What kind of stuff did he play in the 80s?
Like he plays one of the teenager who plays a fight with Sean Penn and Bad Boys, and the brother to the Richie Valens with Lou Diamond Phillips and La Bamba.
Oh, both of those things. Wow. So anybody, just to let you guys know, there was a Bad Boys with Sean Penn back in the 80s. For anybody that think they're thinking about Michael Bay and the Michael Bay Bad Boys movies, those are two different Yeah, they're not related. Two different Bad Boy movies. And then you said the La Bamba movie as well. Okay, great. So let's see. What else? Sure.
His television roles for S.A. Morales. His television role include the PBS 2002 drama series, American Family, the Showtime series, Resurrection Boulevard, portrayed Lieutenant Tony Rodriguez in NYPD Blue, Joseph Adama in the sci-fi series, Caprica, Camilo Del Rio Netflix original series, Ozark, and that's the DC Comics villains, Jeff Strokes, Wilson.
Well, that's a lot of stuff right there. I haven't really seen him in anything.
TV series Titans.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen him in all those other things, but I'll be seeing him for the first time with the next movie. But they had a different actor, a younger actor that was going to be in that part originally. Guy that was in the X-Men movies, Nicholas Hoult or something. His name, Nicholas Hoult. But for whatever reason, Nicholas Hoult couldn't make it, so this guy that you're mentioning now is instead the actual one playing that part. But yeah, back to Fallout. What else about Fallout did you like?
Like about running after Henry Cavill, from rooftop in Italy or something.
Oh yeah, when he ran him running there was really well done because they showed before the movie even came out that when he had to jump between the two buildings, he was able to keep that take of him getting his ankle hurt in that jump, and that's history within itself about jumping between buildings and getting his ankle hit, and still him being the professional that he is, keeping it going and keeping that as a take between the two buildings of running there. Yeah, the running was good in Mission Impossible 3. And Mission Impossible 4, and here in Fallout. So, and even in non-Mission Impossible movies, whoever he plays in other non-Mission movies about unrelated things to Mission, he also has some running scenes. So it's like Tom Cruise can run. And, yeah, of course he runs also in Dead Reckoning Part 1. So the running on top of the building was good. And then when he's on top of the elevator, when he's on the elevator, below the elevator, and Cavill is up on the elevator and says, "Listen, if you try to get me, I'm gonna get her," meaning his ex-wife. And I just thought it just reminds me of Skyfall again, because then Daniel Craig is on that elevator too, trying to get that other bad guy. So it's like that's a second reference to Skyfall and Mission connecting to each other. First was the Wolf Blitzer thing. Wolf Blitzer from CNN, fake news, is in both film franchises, and then the whole elevator with the bad guy stuff, with the hero trying to pursue the bad guy in that elevator type stuff. Yeah, nice. What else we got? What else did you like? What else stood out to you for a Fallout movie?
A Fallout movie, like something like when I Fallout, like well, even sometimes about that. Too bad about the Alec Baldwin had to be killed off. Even they saw who's a rat, who's a traitor about
Just a spoiler alert for anyone who didn't see this movie come out in 2018, 5 years ago. We're assuming if you clicked on this video podcast that you've already seen Fallout. That hopefully should not have been a spoiler for anybody. But yeah, he comes back from the previous movie as well, and then it kind of looks like he talks with what was supposed to be the new next boss, which was Angela Bassett, but I think she had some scheduling conflicts, so she won't be coming back for Dead Reckoning Part 1 at all. So it should be interesting to find out who ends up being Ethan Hunt's boss in this new movie.
Henry Czerny about the
Who?
back.
I know he's coming back from the first movie, but he seems still to be the bad guy. So I want to know if there's an actual boss outside of him becoming a bad guy to be who also the boss is as well. But yeah, he's coming back from the first movie, and yeah, I want to go over some more quotes now. What other quotes from the movie stood out to you? I like when you perform the quotes from the movie.
I like the quotes.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me go back again.
But yeah, yes, Alec Baldwin is in both Rogue Nation and Fallout, and unfortunately, Angela Bassett will not.
After Ethan hijacks the helicopter to chase Walker, Ethan, where are you? I'm in the helicopter going after Walker. Hold on, how did you get in the helicopter? What? You can fly a helicopter? Did you say helicopter? What the hell are you doing in the helicopter?
Yeah, that was in the trailer. And then Simon Pegg says to Rebecca Ferguson, "I try not to look." And yeah, I really like that, because if he really did that, that was incredible. How he went on the whole entire rope just to get on that helicopter. The way he does the stunts and the physical action is really great. And I like how they do stuff mostly for real. It's like more so practical effects over CGI. You froze for a sec. Okay. Hello? You still there? Hello? Hold on, we froze.
I guess you're breaking up.
Yeah, we froze for a sec. Are you back? Are you back? You froze for a sec.
You're mute.
Mute.
I hear you.
Okay, good, great. Sorry, we seemed to have frozen for a sec. I'm glad you're back. Okay, I was saying how I like how he got on the rope onto the helicopter. It looked like he did that for real, and how he does his own physical stunts and physical things, and that it's always like real stuff, real practical over CGI.
Right.
Yeah.
And see, there's more about the trivia. I guess.
Sure. Yeah. Please go. Yeah. Let's go over it. Let's go over some of the trivia. Sure.
All of them. Well, I heard that this computer had a problem. That it could be that the weather problem that caused electrical storm or something.
Well, that could be part of that. Could be it. But hopefully that won't happen again. Sorry, sorry it froze up. So you said. Sure.
Henry Cavill revealed that even being Superman didn't prepare him for extreme stunts of this film. Cavill noted that his training for Superman is geared more toward body sculpting for shirtless scenes, while stunts that require more functional training. He added, "It is very different kind of preparation for this. For Superman, it is a lot of getting the body looking a certain way when inevitably Superman gets his kid off. But for this, it is not about that. It is about prepping for the stunts, rehearsing the stunts, making sure everything is finessed and going right, and I loved that. It was a very different approach, and I enjoyed it enormously."
That's interesting. What else you got?
Something about And also about the Tom Cruise shared that when filming the motorcycle chase in Paris, the safety rig on his motorcycle was malfunctioning.
Hmm.
The crew had a very small window in which they could get the shots they needed. So Cruise told Christopher McQuarrie, my friend, we had got to shoot. You just put the camera out there, and I will come around this corner as fast as this bike will possibly go.
Yeah, that biking scene was really well done. It really looked like he could be hit any time from the other cars and other things on the road. That scene was really, really well done, and how at the end he was able to get out in the nick of time to go with the team down under, and then for them to be on the water. It's just like wow, all of the way they write and have all the action and the different the scenes, camera work done. This was really, really, I really, really enjoyed Fallout. What else you got about Fallout to say?
Tom Cruise compares his character journey in Fallout to the journey of Odysseus in Homer's The Odyssey, the book that Hunt receives at the beginning of film.
Yes. Within the first 15 minutes of the film, he's reading or having that whole Homer Edison scene near him, around him, and then it shows on the big blown up screen about the apostles and what he has to do to with the apostles to try to get what they're doing away from being a bad thing, and then that whole Homer scene of getting his mission being told then shows him with Vic Rames and Benji in that whole scene with the arms dealer thing happening, and then he chose to save Vic Rames' life over the weapon, so which totally. He always wants to save his team instead of get the mission done. So that's going to be a big part of on how he has to deal with that same kind of thing in Dead Reckoning Part 1, at least from with the trailers and the story. But yeah, what else you got? What did you think about all this?
This is the first time the F word was used in Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah, which character said it?
Who said the F word?
Yeah, which character said that F word in the movie? Which character was it?
Hold on a second. Let's try and find it. Alright, here's a quote. There's another quote. Which way, Benji? Turn left. Breaks a window by throwing a chair. Then go, 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 go. What are you waiting for? As people watching inside of it, I'm jumping out of the window.
That was
fuck.
You brought the window. That was a good dialogue scene there too. Do you know which character said the F word?
Just find hope I can find a memorable quote.
Yeah, find that. Let's go. While we wait to find out who said the F word, you can do some more memorable quotes. Do you see any other nice memorable quotes that should be said?
Solomon Lane to Ilsa, who is bound and gagged. You can't stop it, understand? There's nothing you can't do. When the clock runs out, Eat the Hut will lose everything everyone he ever cared about.
Yeah, that's why I was saying with that thing with her at the end that he was really even more dangerous, or whatever other kind of word to use for that, on how he was from the previous movie. What else?
Wolf Blitzer says, stand by. I'm told we're about to get some additional information. I've just been handed a document from Niels de Broek, a nuclear weapons specialist who claims to have built the weapons used in these attacks. I've been asked to read this manifesto in its entirety. There has never been peace without first a great suffering. The greater the suffering, the greater the peace. As mankind is drawn to its own self-destruction like a moth to a candle, the so-called defenders of peace, the church, the government, the law, work tirelessly to save humanity from itself. But by a very disaster, they serve to delay a peace that can only come to an inevitable baptism of fire. The suffering I bring you is not the beginning of the end. It is the beginning of a greater mutual understanding to common suffering. It is the first step toward the ultimate brotherhood of man. The suffering I bring you is a bridge to ultimate peace.
Yeah, that was a really, really well done scene with that whole thing with the terrorist guy there in the beginning. Yeah, very, very well done. And what else? Any other quotes from the movie?
Ethan Hunt says, Alan Huntley, I believe I've been given a choice to protect you or IMF, which is why I'm bringing you in. Ethan says, if I refuse, referring to Walker, what do you think he's here for? You think he's some observer? He's an assassin. Erica Sloan's #1 plumber. You go rogue, he's authorized to hunt you down to kill you. It's a job, no hard feelings.
Right,
Except, Ethan, you lost this one. What's done is done. No, sir, no. I'm not asking you. I'm giving you a direct order. This mission is terminated now.
Yeah, those are all good, well-written lines from this. I really enjoyed the writing in this movie.
Well, I guess I can't find any memorable quote to this about the deal with F word.
Well, why don't you try to do a quick Google search on it?
Right?
And while he's looking that up, I want to tell the audience that at some point, Avi and I will have both seen the most up-to-date movie, which will be Mission Impossible 7 Dead Reckoning Part 1, and maybe in a few months from now, we can give you a discussion on Dead Reckoning Part 1, having done the first 6. Whenever Avi gets a chance to see the most recent new movie, we'll maybe have a discussion for you guys in a few months or somewhere down the line of Dead Reckoning Part 1 to discuss after it's been out long enough where spoilers won't be an issue, because we don't want to spoil. Hopefully nothing's spoiled by you with Fallout, considering this movie came out 5 years ago. Does the Google search say which character says the F word?
Yeah, I think it's Henry Cavill. So.
Oh yeah, I think it's probably Henry Cavill. Yeah, it's probably Henry Cavill. Yeah, I like his American accent in this movie. He sounds like he's actually American when his character speaks, knowing that he's actually from the UK. And
also, do you know that Henry Cavill? He's also with the Jonathan Rhys Mayer of the Tudor series.
Right, you mentioned that. Yes, you mentioned that in the Mission Impossible 3 discussion, retrospective discussion of Jonathan, who only appeared in that third movie and nothing after that. They both were in the Tudors together, right?
Yeah, and the Tudors.
Yes, the Tudors show together. Yes, that's a connection between Mission 3 and Mission 6 again, outside of the ex-wife.
It's like a climax on the cliff between Henry Cavill and Tom Cruise. Like a very compare something like Indiana Jones' Temple of Doom against Molaram and Indy on the bridge.
Oh,
also,
similar to the bridge with Indiana Jones there, but I would also say when they brought those rock and cliffs back, it kind of reminded me about all the rock and cliff stuff that Mission Impossible 2 had.
Right. Oh yeah, just like that one. Let's see. Screenwriter director Christopher McQuarrie wanted the film's climatic fight scene to take place on the edge of a cliff, but they could not find such a cliff in New Zealand. Eventually, the team found a precarious stolen pulpit rock in Norway. It was a very difficult place to film due to extreme weather shifts. One time, when the crew was scouting location, the wind was so strong that they had to crawl to avoid being blown over the edge.
Yeah, that's interesting trivia about that. Yeah.
And it's also the first time they filmed some of the film they shot in New Zealand, because that's Tom Cruise not the only one who filmed in New Zealand. The first time he goes to New Zealand is when they filmed the Last Samurai.
Yeah, I only saw that movie one time. It was a good movie, but it's not the type of movie I would watch like more than once or twice. But yeah,
kind of like a historical inaccurate.
Last Samurai was.
America's still involved training Japanese.
Yeah, that's what with the chair. Yeah, that's exactly what it was about. Him training the Japanese like there. Yeah, it was a good movie, just not something I watched more than not too much. But yeah, that was Last Samurai. Was pretty neat. What else?
Henry Cavill was unaware of his character's first name, as he is only referred to as Walker during the film. He only found out that after he saw the full name on the back of his on the set chair. Is August Walker.
Right, August Walker, and then we find out later in the movie that he actually is the John Lark thing about John Lark.
And it's also the third time that the one agent has actually turned rogue. The first is Mission Impossible 2, is played by Douglas Scott. Is once one of the IMF agents goes rogue, and the second one is played in Mission Impossible 3. Is the actor's name of I forgot his name. Do you know he's in the
Was it Billy Crudup?
Billy Crudup,
Yeah. Yeah, so that's right. They both were supposed to be on the good side in those movies, but then turned bad. And I was just saying about the whole climax fighting scene on the rock cliff there. I think that was supposed to be an homage partly to any rock cliff stuff in Mission Impossible 2. And then for you, it said about what was it, Temple of Doom with the Indian thing. So yeah, all these movies kind of connect to each other like that. And I also like how Skyfall connects to Fallout.
And also, remember we said it before about the helicopter flying at ground level directly toward a tractor trailer.
Oh,
the shot itself is odd, considering the entire final cut of the helicopter sequence takes place in a remote snow-covered mountainous area, whereas the deleted shot appears to take place directly above a surface road surrounded by a thick canopy of greenery.
Yes, that really bothered me when I saw that in the trailers and then didn't see it in the actual theatrical movie. I was so upset because whatever happened with him on the road there with that helicopter looked like it would have been a really engaging scene, but for whatever reason they have it as a deleted or alternative take, and we never got to see what happened with that.
You know, like about this music about the Mission Impossible Fallout is that during the end credits they sold about they have like a chorus chant.
How does the chant go?
Like compared to the Mission theme music. The music composer of Fallout is Norm Balfe, but the iconic Mission MI theme was written by Leila Schifrin. He wrote it in just 3 minutes. When asked why he wrote it in the unusual time signature of 5 to 4, he joked at the press conference in Vienna. Everybody knows that there have been beams from outer space coming because interplanetary flights. The people in outer space have 5 legs and couldn't dance around music, so I wrote this for them.
Nice. Yeah, I like when music like this is in all these kind of movies. It's really nice music. Good job on the music.
And also, do you know about Tom Cruise, where he always wears a disguise himself every Mission Impossible series? There's other films he can wear it as a disguisement, like in Minority Report. He used the injection to his face to make it look like ugly appearance when he goes into the the one about the agency.
Yeah, that was a good movie. That was a good movie. Directed by Spielberg. Came out 2002. We did a discussion on it in the podcast. So if anybody wants to go back to the June 2022 section of the podcast, you can listen to Avi and I talk about Minority Report.
And another thing about Tom Cruise wears also a mask, is he wear a mask in the movie Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, that's one of the movies that aren't for children. Yes, Eyes Wide Shut, which was Stanley Kubrick's last movie. And then Spielberg will take over Kubrick for the artificial intelligence.
Yeah. Alright, there's a lot of turbulent air underneath the airplane going 160 miles per hour. Experienced skydiver Alan Hewitt explains that you got to hit it squarely in the chest, and that's quite a kick to the body. Then you have to use that airflow to help you fly down to the target. During the jump, Tom Cruise was free falling at around 160 miles per hour.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. The way that he does the own stunts and the action, it's really. Most actors don't do that, but I like that he puts in the effort and the purpose to really entertain the audience for this kind of stuff.
If he does skydiving, well, we'll see about this. Next movie will be like they can film for real for outer space.
Well, I don't know about if any of this outer space stuff will happen. I think maybe outer space would be a non-Mission Impossible movie, but we'll find out. But yeah, he does that glide off of the aircraft, took over 100 takes, and then what looks like to be in the trailer for Dead Reckoning Part 1, it looks like that the big stunt is going to be him on that bike to go over the cliff, and then just get off of the bike and cliff. I can't wait to see how that looks.
And Tom Cruise has been riding motorcycles in movies for decades now. Famously, including the time he rode a Kawasaki Ninja 900 GPZ 900R alongside the F-14 in Top Gun.
Yes.
His passion for motorcycles runs deep, as he brought his first one when he was only 10 years old.
Yes, that's all very true. And last year we all got to see Top Gun 2, Top Gun Maverick, which was also really well done. And I believe, didn't you say that he actually has a pilot license, so he can actually like fly certain things with an actual license, I think. Or he trained to do that and may also know how to do that. Like he can do almost everything. We'll see what happens on whether or not he does the whole space thing. But yeah, the way that he does the biking and the plane and the piloting, all that stuff, it's really real amazing.
And Henry Cavill was born the same year Tom Cruise starred in Risky Business.
Yes, that's very true. Risky Business came out in 1983, and that's when Henry Cavill was born. That was the whole one where it's with the whole rock and roll dance thing, right? The
underwear scene.
Yeah, the underwear rock and roll scene, yeah.
Risky Business sounds like a pre-Ferris Bueller type. He's all by himself in the house where the parents are out of town.
Well, let me respond about that to you. So some people in Ferris Bueller actually think that his friend, what's the name of his friend's character in that movie? Who I think it was the guy that was in Spin City. He was also in Spin City.
Alan Ruck, and also recently he stars in the HBO series Succession.
Was that guy also in Succession?
Yeah.
Okay, so the guy that was in Spin City that played the friend, some people actually think that it's actually about the friend, and that Ferris Bueller is just like a figment of the friend's imagination. There's different theories about that, but yeah.
Tom Cruise has been playing the character of Ethan Hunt since 1996, and thus is very familiar with what makes a Mission Impossible film successful. Writer-director Christopher McQuarrie says, Tom is the keeper of the flame. He knows Ethan Hunt, and he knows what makes him an appealing character.
Yes, for sure. I like how he had more character and overall development in Mission Impossible 3, 2006. And then that also goes through all the ones after that. And it really looks like Dead Reckoning Part 1. He's really going to give us a good closure of Part 1 and Part 2 of Dead Reckoning on how he plays this whole Ethan Hunt thing. Yeah.
Also, they say this is the first Mission Impossible film to be released in 3D.
Oh, okay. I'm not big on 3D things, but that's interesting trivia.
And also, do you know there's one quote they did that is exact opposite. Remember that quote from about A Few Good Men?
You can't handle the truth?
No, are we clear?
Oh.
Crystal.
Oh, so I'm sorry. Say it again. What was it about? Are we clear?
Are we clear on that? Tom Cruise says Crystal. But then there's the opposite. Tom Cruise says, "Are we clear?" And then Solomon Knight says, "Crystal."
Ah, okay. So they were called back. Those two characters were calling back from that movie. Got it. That's neat. That's nice.
Okay. The building Tom Cruise is jumping across it when he broke his ankle is Baynard House near Blackfriars in London. It is a building owned by BT and uses as offices and meeting rooms, a car park, data routing center, and telephone exchange.
Oh, okay. That's also more trivia there.
It sounds like when he goes to Ghost Park over the big tower that goes like a monument office.
Yeah, that's also true. When we're done with Mission Impossible first 6 today, we'll God willing be talking about Dead Reckoning Part 1 at some point in a few months when we both got a chance to see it enough. If you guys like the classic comedy Airplane from 1980, just the first one, not the sequel. If anybody likes Airplane 1980, that's the next movie we'll be covering in the movie discussions. It's Airplane 1980.
And this movie is about the longest run in the series. Runtime is 147 minutes.
Say it again. How many? 147 minutes, or like almost 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like I don't know. Too bad if you combine that Dead Reckoning, this should be like 2 or 5 hours long.
I think Dead Reckoning Part 1 is going to be even longer than Fallout. I just don't know exactly how long. Hopefully they keep it under 3 hours. But yeah, both Fallout and Dead Reckoning Part 1 are both going to be are going to be very long movies.
Right. The previous film featured a car chase, which then turns into a motorcycle chase. The film switches the order, featuring a motorcycle chase that turns into a car chase. In addition, in the previous film, Ethan is on a motorcycle chasing Ilsa, while this film, Ilsa is on a motorcycle chasing Ethan.
Yeah, I like how they change it up with that a bit, yeah.
This movie breaks with the tradition of Ethan Hunt wearing longer hair in every even number Mission Impossible movie. He had long hair in the second and fourth films in the series.
Yeah, I always notice about the hair between all the movies.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know what's next. Can Tom Cruise grow a beard?
I don't know. In the trailers, it looked like his hair is kind of medium or low compared to long. But you did see he briefly had the beard in the one part of Rogue Nation.
I didn't know, but even though he grows a beard like the one in the Last Samurai.
Yeah, I only saw The Last Samurai like once. It's a good movie, but not something I've seen more than once. I think the director of Last Samurai may have directed Cruise. I think maybe in one of the Jack Reacher movies. What's that?
Jack Reacher movie, Never Go Back.
Yeah, the sequel, Never Go Back. Yeah, maybe.
Also, Edward Drake, the director of Last Samurai, he also directed Matthew Broderick in Glory.
Oh yeah, I never saw Glory, but I you saw that, and I think a lot of other people saw that, and Glory was supposed to be like a really good movie.
American Civil War.
Civil War, good movie type thing, yeah.
And Denzel Washington.
Yeah, good. Oh yes, and Denzel Washington's in it, and Glory in the War, all that Civil War. Yeah, it's supposed to be. That came out like in '89, right? 1989, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a really good movie. I never really saw it, but I know it's a good movie.
It's a good historical movie to learn about Civil War.
Yeah, it's a good thing for the Civil War about that.
Production referred to the fake hospital room scene early in the film as a mousetrap scene.
What happened with the mousetrap scene?
The production referred to the fake hospital room scene early in the film as a mousetrap scene.
Oh, okay.
Not the board game called Mousetrap.
Oh, all right. I just wanted to let you know. We can still talk longer if you want, about more in the movie if you want. I just want you to know we're now 46 minutes in, a little over 46 minutes in for runtime. But if you have a lot more to say about Fallout, we'll keep it running. Just want to let you know that we're 46 minutes in now.
Okay. When Ethan tells the White Widow, played by Vanessa Kirby, that he doesn't trust her people, especially her brother, she replies, "Family, what can you do?" In The Crown, her character, Princess Margaret, is also many times a liability and embarrassment for her sister Queen Elizabeth II because of her resistance to typical expectations of royals' behavior.
Okay, okay, that's interesting, really. What happens in The Crown? Like, does she get a lot of, what does she do in The Crown? Like, is she engaging to watch? Because you said it's kind of like a...
In historical, she's engaged to the photographer.
So when she's engaged to the photographer, do they have any, like, love sex scenes?
Well, he takes a picture where she's naked.
Then that would be probably yes for all that. Okay, not bad. Okay, interesting. And that is so cool. So, what an opportunity that for your 30th birthday in New York for that TV show and her up doing that Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw movie that you got to be in a picture right next to her. I mean, everybody...
I always want to meet with other celebrities.
And she's still considered a celebrity. I would consider for all that. So yeah. So the way you have such a nice grin, nice happy face next to her in that picture. So if anybody she's gonna be in the thumbnail, that's probably why you guys clicked on this. And he got to actually meet her back for his 30th birthday. What a wonderful type thing.
Yeah. I guess that's everything about that wraps it.
Okay, yeah, great. We talked about the story, the characters, the trivia, the quotes. So, final thoughts to the audience about Fallout, and then how you grade or rate this movie. Final thoughts first.
I say B minus.
Oh, you're giving it a lot. You're giving you rank
No.
go.
All right. Take it back.
Okay.
Reverse that. A minus.
Okay. A minus. You give Ghost Protocol an A plus, but this an A minus. Okay, at least it still gets an A.
And also, the number rating is 94%.
I don't go by the online tomatoes or what other things. I go by personal opinions of us. But okay, A minus is not bad. And any final thoughts to tell the audience with your A minus to the audience about Fallout before we head out?
About Lucy, made objection to capturing the items to risk your life to save your friend. Co-mates about
what was it? What was it about saving friends? Say it again.
Because in the beginning, he's about to get to acquire the nuclear device, but all of a sudden, as Luther Stockwell, the big race held held hostage, he has to make that drastic choice about either want to his friend get killed, but even risking losing your main items.
Oh, yeah, so trying to save your friend over the nuclear weapon type item. Yeah, that's according to the trailers of Dead Reckoning Part 1. That might be the falling a bad type thing for Ethan Hunt with his teammates and that. It looks like some of them may not survive according to what all that's happening. But yeah, good message there. We're saving the friend over the weapon. All right, great. So maybe hopefully in a few months we can talk to the audience about Dead Reckoning Part 1. We'll give it enough time so where spoilers won't be an issue anymore. Enough time where spoilers have enough people have seen it to not worry about possible spoilers. But yeah, I cannot wait to see Dead Reckoning. I'm seeing it with another one of our friends on Wednesday, July 12th, and then I'm going to see it the following Tuesday probably for a second time. So it comes out a week before your birthday, so try to see it on the 12th or 13th if possible, so that you won't be spoiled a week later by it already being out by people seeing it a lot. But yeah, so everybody, Alvin and I are gonna be seeing Airplane. Yeah, we're gonna do Airplane 1980 next. So cool.
About the director of Airplane.
Sure.
Recently, one of the director of Airplane, Jerry Zucker, besides he directed the Ghost. Recently, I saw last time he directed is called Rat Race.
Was it the last thing he did was Rat Race?
In 2001.
Right, in 2001, and then you always talk about that Ghost movie. All right, that's cool. Yeah, all right, interesting trivia there. Cool. So, yeah, we're doing Airplane next time when you're available, and then maybe hopefully in a few months we'll get to talk about the most recent Dead Reckoning Part 1 at some point.
I'm sure in the future about the next movie podcast for podcasts after Airplane for a later time, like later in the summer, like maybe we could talk about Peter Jackson King Kong.
I only saw it once. I was never too into the Peter Jackson ones, but when we're off
1933 or 1933.
I don't know that one either. But when we're offline, get a paper and write down a bunch of movies. Like write a bunch of movies from a bunch of different decades. And if we agree on all of them, the ones that we both like, we can do some movies we haven't done yet. But yeah, make a whole list of movies so we can figure out what we're doing next after Airplane. But yeah, Peter Jackson, no. Mad Max, no. But just make a whole full list, and we'll make a whole full list of movies, and we'll agree on some of them to do for a future discussion.
Or maybe Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, we could do Spider-Man. We could do Spider-Man 2 after Airplane. Sure. I have to find a way to make a really neat, well done thumbnail for it. But yeah, we could do Spider-Man 2 after Airplane. That works. All right. Cool. So we'll see you next time for Airplane, and then Spider-Man 2, and have a great rest of your week. And I like all your opinions about stuff.
All
right, cool. See you next time.
Yeah.
See you. Cool. All right, everybody, you heard it here first. We'll finally be talking about Spider-Man 2 from 2004 after we do the comedy 1980 classic comedy Airplane, which is hilarious. Airplane 1980, hilarious, and then Spider-Man 2 from 2004. Support your local movie theater. Support your local movie theater throughout the decade of the 2030s to see a big theatrical-like experience like no other, with strangers, in a community-like experience, sometimes like with a real IMAX at Franklin Institute, but otherwise still a nice digital blown-up screen with the sound. Why the movies? Because why? Because streaming online at home is just not the same thing at all. Everybody dance! And have a good time. One more time. Everybody dance and have a good time. This has been friend and co-host Avi and Millennial Man Motions Entertainment, LLC. Signing out till Airplane 1980. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. See you next time!